this time we're ranking every Marvel Comics of 1962. 1962 was a pretty big year for Marvel. 1981 was the beginning, pretty much. 1962 reintroduced Namor, introduced a bunch of other characters. Spider-Man, Thor, Ant-Man was reintroduced as A-Man, Hulk, we got Iron Man, we got baddies like Doctor Doom, and a Wizard who kind of sucks, but Loki, obviously. Yeah, it was pretty good. Obviously, some issues are better than others. Yeah, first of all, I'm going to. I made this tier list, but for some reason of course, they mess up, so let me put the issues in the right order for myself. Okay. It was Fantastic Four, 4, 5, 6 here, 7, 8, I believe, 9, 10, 11, okay, and a Hulk 1. Alright, so the issues I'm going to be ranking today is Amazing Fantasy 15, Amazing Spider-Man number 1, Fantastic Four number 4 to number 12, Journey Mystery 83 to 90, I believe. I think it was 90, I'm not sure. Strange Tales 101 to 106. Incredible Hulk 1 to 5. John Stosh 30 something to 41. 35 to 41, I believe. Alright, so Tales Spence number 39. I don't let you count them. So yeah, some issues were pretty good, some issues were not so much. So yeah, here we got simple rank. Let's rank Amazing Fantasy number 15. It's us, obviously. First appearance of Spider-Man. It's a classic story that's been retold millions and millions of times. Spider-Man, it really works pretty much very seamlessly. It's one of the most seamless origin stories that pretty much stays very true this day. It's written great. It's considered one of the best comics ever written for a pretty good reason. There's no one really tops it. And next you got Make Spider-Man number 1, which is also an S tier. It's a great. I mean, I read these two a lot, so compared to the other stuff. And in contrast, it does stand out as a comic. Not just because I read it before, but it does. It just is written better. The characters are more. At least Peter Parker is more an interesting character than the other Marvel characters, and it feels more real. And the problem faces are more interesting, even more so than the Fantastic Four, who don't have any money problems for the most part. So it's a more interesting story, I believe. Now we're going into Spider-Man stories in 1962. There's only 2, but they are great, and I am looking forward to reading more Spider-Man stories. So much, in fact, that I might change reading every Marvel comics. We'll talk about this when I get to other than Fantastic Four, because some of the comics, I'll be honest, have been a slog to get through. And if you don't know anything about early Marvel, you know that pretty much the good stuff is Fantastic Four and Spider-Man, which are the only ones I really like. The other stuff, because the stuff written by Larry Lieber has been not very good. And he'll get a decent story once in a while, but compared to the Lee stories in Spider-Man and Fantastic Four, it's not even comparison. It's like they're so much better. All right, we got first appearance of Namor. Now I haven't read some of these in a while, so I guess it's been a month, but I'm gonna be as clear, so I'm gonna write them based on how I remember them. Some of them I forget exactly what even happened. But yeah, this is a pretty solid issue. Reintroduction Namor to the Silver Age. Reintroduction to say. It's a pretty good issue. I liked it quite a bit. Doctor Doom's first appearance. S tier. It's a really fun story. The time travel plot and introduction of a pretty awesome villain. Uh, the issue 6 where they fight. Some people like this issue. I think it's a B. It's a little. It's not the best. It's interesting, but I think it could be better. Namor and Doctor Doom team up, but Fantastic Four don't or feel useless in their own issue, and it feels more like Namor versus Doctor Doom than anything. Issue 7, is a C, I guess, maybe it's a B. I don't know. Well, let's see. Oh, let me do this. I'm gonna need this. This is a F tier. I'm gonna need to make it black because it's dire. you don't want to be there. It's a the I the cover's kind of shitty to be honest. Like, it's just a giant panel of them, their heads. But yeah, they just basically some aliens frame them and they help them out kind of by making them small. It's kind of funny, but at the same time it's kind of dumb. Harbor Master first appearance, so that's A tier, better than New Master's appearance. That's a great issue. Introduced you into Alicia Masters, good supporting character. But Master is a creepy, interesting villain. He's a villain that he's just like it's a interesting concept for the fight. Uh, issue 9, I believe. It it has a good. I like the part where they have money problems at the beginning, but the rest of the issue is not very good. It's like a C. The movie stuff and Namor being a creep it didn't work out too well. Issue 10, where Mr. Fantastic and Doctor Doom swap bodies, is pretty good. It's confusing with Jack Kirby Stanley being a character in the story, but I'm gonna give it an A. The Doctor Doom stories are really good. Possible Man issue 11. This is a fun issue, not the best. It's like a high B. I like the way they have to stop. They figure out how to stop him. It's a fun issue. All right, issue 12 versus the Hulk is a fantastic issue. What a seamless, creative way to combine both stories. The villain kind of sucks. The way the characters interact and the Fantastic Four kind of just mess around the military base. It's just really fun. I love it. It has a lot of thing, which is he's the best Fantastic Four member. Love Fantastic Four. Sue could be a little more developed. I like her, but she could be better. Ray Richards as well. He doesn't do much. Even towards is good in the Fantastic Four stories, but his own solo stories, he sucks. And Thing, he's the best character. He has the most personality. He can be a little too gun ho, but that makes him a little more interesting. But he has such an anger problem. Issue 12 is easily the best Fantastic Four issue. The crossover Hulk and the Hulk world it just feels like it raises the stakes of both those comic series. Just a really good issue. Love it. I didn't even mention Makes Spider-Man 1. It just, by the way, that's just a really good issue. The money promise, all you need to know. It follows up Maze Fantasy 15 very well. Anyway, we're going to the Thor comics, and the Thor comics are pretty not very good, except for the two that have Loki in it. The two Loki issues are really good. I gotta say they're not the best, but Loki is a way more interesting character than Thor in these early issues, and I would love to see a Loki comic of this because this guy seems like a fun goofball. But yeah, let's go to the first appearance of Thor. First appearance of Thor is a okay issue. I remember people saying it's like was written really badly. I noticed the later ones were written badly. The first issue I don't remember that too much, but I remember in the comment section were like that. I'm gonna give it a B though because it is an introduction and it's okay. This is a pretty D story. This second appearance of Thor. He fights communists and Jane simps over Thor, and it's not very good. All right, first appearance of Loki. First appearance of a lot of I'll give it an A. First appearance of a lot of Norse mythology characters like Odin and Baldur and Heimdall and Asgard itself and the Rainbow Bridge. So that's pretty cool. Loki's defeat is pretty lame because he dies by water. This issue is like a C. It's where Thor goes fight the what the hell was the guy? Some guy from the future. Forgot his name. I think he comes back. That's okay. Just a lot of stuff that makes no sense. It's not bad. This issue, Thor fights communism. That's an F. It's really uninteresting. Yeah, Thor fighting communism doesn't really work. I give this one a leeway because I don't know. This one just was. I read this one. I remember this one even less than this one, and I seriously read it not that long ago. Yeah, that tells you a lot about it, doesn't it? Um, this is easily the best Thor issue where Loki pretty much wins. Other than Thor, I mean it's right there, pretty good. Loki's shenanigans on Earth is pretty funny, and it's a lot of the Loki stuff. The way he kind of beats Thor has to outwit him. I love Loki's fun shenanigans on Earth. I mean, the candy stuff's pretty funny and stuff like that. I don't know. He seems like a funny guy. Doesn't seem like a bad of a guy. Uh, okay, I read this issue. What? Okay, I remember this issue being bad, but I don't even remember what happens in it. It's the worst so far. I remember saying it's the worst one, but I don't remember because the cover's so generic that I don't even remember what happens. What happens in that issue? I gotta know. What was that? I did look it up. I'm not even joking. Hold up, people. I'm looking it up on my phone because I'm using my computer obviously to record this video. Was it Journey into Mystery? So, oops, not wrong website. Alright, 85. That's like not 85, but 5. So yeah, this issue I remember being really bad. And, was it this issue? Okay, I think it was 89, right? No, it was probably 90, right? Was it 89? Okay. What happens in this comic? From outer space. Bit Barkers. Okay. I can't find much about okay, so what the hell? Oh yeah, it was some he was fighting some gangster guy or some yes like that. It sucked. I read it, I don't remember what happened in it. It was and he beats the guy in a stupid way. I just remembered it now. It just it sucked. Alright, going in Strange Tales 101. This issue was so bad. You guys, I remember it being bad and I don't remember most of it. I'm gonna rate this one, even though I remember what happened in this issue. Him trying to have a secret identity is really stupid in Strange Tales 101. Human Torch stories aren't very good, I'll tell you that. Very uninteresting and shitty. But 101 was pretty shitty, yeah, if I remember correctly. He was doing some weird Ferris wheel stuff and the logic made no sense. 102, first appearance of the wizard. Not very interesting. The wizard kind of was stupid, and then yeah, it's a piece here. Um, yeah, here's the where he goes to that alternate dimension and he has an affair. I don't know, he dates some alien chick and that's it. It's not really bad, but it's not really good. It's like C. Paste Pot Pete. I remember it not being very good. They just fight the guy with glues everything, and that's the reason they have trouble with it, and it's badly written. So yeah, F. Alright, this issue he fights the wizard. Again, but he tries to be more clever. It's only it's only slightly better than the other one, so there it's a D. Strange Tales issues don't have a very good range. At least with the Thor comics, you can see it's like a height to it and a below. You see what works better with the Thor comics. Obviously, leading more in Norse mythology makes it more unique, but then when they lean more on more conventional superhero stuff, it doesn't work with Thor. It's weaker. The Human Torch, it's like these comics aren't like they're not good. I mean, I see I don't have any of them ranked higher than the Fantastic Four comic because they really are just subsidiary to the Fantastic Four. So we do got this issue, the last issue, 106. It's actually not bad, and him being tricked and then pretending he's not wasn't tricked is pretty funny. Also, having it the Fantastic Four there make it feel more like a Fantastic Four issue, and yeah, that made it better. So I'll give it a B in my ranking right here. I'm actually surprised. Strange Tales 106 was actually a pretty good issue in my book, even if the villain wasn't that interesting. And then it got rid of that stupid secret identity nonsense that's been going on for the previous issues. So yeah, I give it to that. Yeah, there you go. Alright, we don't have much issues left to rank. I'm gonna rank the Ant-Man issues now because they're the least interesting issues to talk about. We can add on Iron Man rather than Ant-Man. So issue 35 is the first Ant-Man appearance. He becomes Ant-Man here, and yeah, it's okay. It's more in the same line as Thor. It's not that interesting. I'll give it a low B. Then we get he was trapped in glass. Like, what happened in that issue? Do I have to look this up again? Oh my god, I can't believe I have to look this up again. You get, I should look these up, but no, they're not that interesting. Like, yeah, I was going for some of the issues, and I remember what happened in some of them, but here I wasn't able to. I can't even think of anything that happens in an issue. All right, okay, it should be quicker. Come on, look. Okay, shoot, 36. I didn't click on the cover. So issue 36. All right, that was when the woman was a communist or something like that. It's one of those Scooby-Doo storylines. It was. It's like a D. It's probably up here. This time was the jewelry store guy who pretended it's the same story about how communists. So I guess put it here. At least it was a little fun. The Eggman guy. It's bad, but it's funny bad. I guess the Egghead. I don't know where to put this. At least I remember it. It's like I don't know. It's funny, but it sucks. I guess it sucks, so I'm gonna put it here. Bomb, top of F. And this is where the Beetle took over. It's not too bad. The Beetle story. Uh, this can be like a. We'll we'll put it here. Here's the. I'm must think I like the Ant-Man stories when reading them, but now I'm looking back, I really didn't like them that much. Uh, this is the story that's like he's like some guy's robbing, like someone's robbing my store. Oh, it was me. For doing that thing again, it goes down there. That was pretty awful. This is another F storyline. It wasn't very good. Nope. It's probably right here. All right, Hulk. We got the first 5 issues of his run, and unfortunately, we couldn't get the sixth issue, which is actually the last issue of the series. Yeah, Hulk ends pretty early. He just becomes like a secondary character in the rest of the Marvel comics. But yeah, here is Hulk's storyline. Incredible Hulk #1. Arthur's kind of weird. He doesn't he transforms at night. Let me get a drink real quick. I like these Hulk issues a lot. Uh, Hulk #1 is a pretty good. I'm gonna give it the S tier for being very unique. I was riveted. Other than the last story not being that interesting with the communist guy, but at least he was an interesting character. But I remember being very captivated and very interested. At least, and you can tell the Stanley's a better writer than Larry Lieber because he writes his characters a lot more tragic. Where Larry Lieber's characters are just like flawless people, like Thor. I mean, Thor makes sense, but like Human Torch, at least the reason I like the one issue because Human Torch actually feels like a flawed character. Or usually he feels like an idiot, but not like the people. He doesn't. No one realizes he is an idiot. That makes sense. Ant-Man's the same thing. He just, I don't know. He's not a very good writer. Yeah. The second issue of Hawk is I remember liking it, but it's not as interesting because the monkey guys aren't as good. It's like a B, right, like right there. Issue 3, he is I like the part where they trick him into going to space and then try to kill him, but then he transforms to Rick Jones. It's kind of goofy, kind of weird, but not bad. I rank it like right above the second issue. Issue 4 was a pretty weak issue though. Issue 1, Hulk started off strong, but reason changed he changes from Hulk from day to night, which makes him like on control of his thing, his transformation, which works a lot better, honestly. Even if the anger ones, obviously, which we haven't seen him transform because of anger yet, which is pretty interesting. I thought that would have happened already. Maybe it happens in the last issue. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, this one he fights a communist guy and or something like that. It's pretty weak for the Hawk. I'm gonna give it a D. Issue 5 has a good story at the beginning, but then it kind of derails in the second story. But really an interesting storyline. It's like it goes in the C tier. Hulk is is an interesting character, but the him transforming at will, I don't think works as well. The Day and Night at least he has somewhat control, but he knows what time he transforms to the Hawk. And here he can transform at will, which doesn't really work for the character, if you know what I mean. So I can't wait for him to become angry, because you don't like him when he's angry. Then we got the first appearance of Iron Man. Pretty similar to how it is now. It feels very unique in a way. The uniqueness of the artwork and storyline makes it, even though I feel that near the end it gets a little weaker, the story, but it's a pretty strong story. I'm gonna give it bottom S tier because it is pretty iconic and great. So yeah, here is my ranking of every Marvel comic. The tier seems to have the most are F, C, and B. The highest regard issue comic is character is Spider-Man, and the lowest seems to be uh, maybe Thor or Human Torch. Maybe Human Torch. I do you can do the average out for this. So Thor has a high A comic with a low F comic. Well, Human Torch's highest might is it's a B. So yeah. So if I had to rank all the comics storylines that came out this year, I would rank Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, I guess Iron Man because he only has one issue. Would be Hulk. Then it would be I guess Ant-Man, Thor, and the Human Torch. Next year we're getting more stuff. Um, I want to continue this series, but depends on how well it does. I might stop reading the Strange Tales and Tales to Astonish, maybe even Thor, if they don't cut their slack. Strange Tales gotten a little better. I will have to wait and see because I really want to read like more important issues. If I was going to read, I would want to do Fantastic Four and Spider-Man maybe, and my other comic series I'm doing that isn't reading them not that isn't Marvel. But yeah, overall it is a pretty mixed bag for comics here. Though this is kind of fun, so I might just do it. I'm probably going to read all the issues, but it is a consideration that I might stop doing some other comic lines that aren't as interesting. But anyway, let's recap. Our F tier, at the bottom, we have Journey into Mystery, the Communist issue. Not the Communist, the Thug Guy. First Strange Tales, with a amusement park of dumbness. Thor's second Communist storyline. Ant-Man in the Ultra Dimension. Ant-Man and the Car Thief Guy. Paste Pot Pete and Human Torch. The Egghead, for the F tier. For D, we got Thor's first Communist issue. Strange Tales Wizard first appearance. Strange Tales Wizard second appearance. Ant-Man fighting Russian commies, I guess. I don't know what I'm saying. Hulk fights communists. Z tier, we got Ant-Man fighting jewelry thief store people. Human Torch in the Ultra Dimension. Ant-Man fighting a giant beetle. Thor fighting a guy from the future. Hulk fighting emperors from the underground. The Fantastic Four helping an alien race. Fantastic Four making movies with Namor. And B tier, we have Ant-Man's first appearance. Thor's first appearance. It's not Ant-Man's first. It's not Hank Pym's first appearance, but Ant-Man as a character is career identity's first appearance. Thor's first appearance. Hulk fighting monkey apes. Hulk joining the circus. Human Torch getting tricked into forming a team with a jackass. And the name was Doctor Doom, basically. The Fantastic Four. First Impossible Man. We've got first Loki. Doctor Doom and Mr. Fantastic swap body minds. First Silver Age Namor. Why is the office showing up here? Yeah. Loki makes everything candy. The Puppet Master versus the Fantastic Four. In S, we have first appearance of Iron Man. First appearance of Hulk. First Doctor Doom. Fantastic Four and Hulk fight. Spider-Man becomes a criminal. And first appearance of Spider-Man. Thank you for watching this video, and stay tuned for more reading every Marvel Comics. See you all then.